Picture this. Two people. Same job, same salary, same city. One of them is one missed paycheck away from disaster. The other completely untouchable. What's the difference? It's not a trust fund. It's not a side hustle. Pulling in 6 figures. It's not crypto or real estate or some secret. Your financial advisor isn't telling you. It's $20,000 sitting in a savings account. And I know what you're thinking. $20,000. That's it. Most people miss. It's not just the money. It's what that money does to you, to your brain, to your decisions, to the entire trajectory of your financial life. Today, we're breaking down exactly why $20,000 is the number that changes everything and how you can get there faster than you think. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about building real wealth, not get rich, quick schemes, not hype, just strategies that actually work for normal people with normal incomes. Hit that subscribe button because we drop videos every week and you don't want to miss what's coming. Now $20,000. I picked this number deliberately. It's not arbitrary. It's the threshold where most financial experts agree. Something fundamentally shifts in a person's financial life. It's enough to cover a true emergency fund for most Americans. It's enough to open doors in the investing world that were previously closed to you. And it's enough to rewire the way your brain thinks about money permanently. So, let's start at the beginning. Why is getting to $20,000 so brutally hard in the first place? Here's a stat that should stop you cold. Nearly 57% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency from savings, not $20,000, $1,000. So, if you're trying to save $20,000 and it feels like climbing a mountain in flip-flops, you're not broken. The system isn't designed to make this easy. Think about the early savings journey. When you're starting from zero, every single dollar is a sacrifice. You're not investing in something that grows. You're just not spending. That takes enormous discipline. You're saying no to the weekend trip, no to the dinner out, no to the new laptop over and over again, and for what? To watch a small number get slightly less small. It feels pointless, and that's exactly why most people quit. There's also what I call the leaky bucket problem. You save $500. Great. Then the car needs new tires. Gone. You save $800. Awesome. Then the medical bill shows up. Gone. You save $1,200, and then your AC unit decides it's done. When you have no savings cushion, life keeps draining the bucket before you can ever fill it up. This is the brutal reality of living below the threshold. Every emergency puts you back at zero, and when you're constantly starting over, motivation collapses. People stop trying. They decide they're just not good with money. That's not a character flaw. That's what financial stress does to human psychology. But here's where it gets interesting. Stop. I want you to actually imagine something for a second. You open your banking app, and instead of bracing yourself for a number that makes your stomach drop, you see $20,000 just sitting there, untouched. Your water heater breaks. You don't panic. You fix it. You get a weird medical bill. You don't spiral. You pay it. Your company announces layoffs. You don't immediately accept a job you hate out of desperation. You have time. That right there is the psychological shift that $20,000 creates, and it is more powerful than almost anything else in personal finance. Here's what the research tells us. Financial anxiety doesn't just make us feel bad, it actively impairs our decision-making. A famous Princeton study found that financial scarcity consumes so much mental bandwidth that it functionally lowers your effective IQ. You make worse decisions when you're broke. You take worse jobs, accept worse terms, and tolerate situations you shouldn't, because you have to. $20,000 buys you options. Options buy you better decisions. Better decisions build wealth. It compounds. I saw this play out with a friend of mine. Let's call him Marcus. Marcus was a project manager making about $68,000 a year in Atlanta. Smart guy, worked hard, but he was living paycheck to paycheck, kept a balance on his credit card, and never invested a dime. Over 2 years, Marcus got laser-focused, cut subscriptions, picked up freelance work on weekends, automated $600 a month into savings. When he hit $20,000, something visibly changed about him. He negotiated a raise he would have been too scared to ask for before he walked away from a side client who was paying him late because he could afford to. 6 months later, he started maxing out his Roth IRA. The $20,000 didn't just sit there, it changed him. Now let's talk about what $20,000 actually unlocks on the investing side, because this is where most people undersell the number. When you have zero savings, and someone tells you to invest in the stock market, that advice is almost useless, because if the market drops 15% and your car breaks down the same month, you have to sell your investment just to survive. You're forced to do the opposite of what makes investing work. $20,000 changes that equation completely. Here's the play most wealth builders use. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses as your emergency fund for most Americans. That's somewhere between $12,000 and $20,000, and then everything above that threshold goes to work in the market. With $20,000, you can max out a Roth IRA, open a brokerage account, and start building a real investment portfolio. Qualify for better financial products, lower interest rates, better credit terms, and more negotiating power. Invest with patience, because you're not one emergency away from liquidating. That last point is huge. The number one reason everyday investors underperform the market isn't bad stock picks. It's panic selling during downturns. And panic selling almost always comes from people who needed that money. When you don't need the money, you can hold. When you hold, you win. All right, let's talk about what not to do, because I see these mistakes constantly. Mistake number 1, saving in a regular checking account. Your $20,000 should be in a high-yield savings account, earning competitive interest. Don't leave money on the table. Mistake number 2, treating the emergency fund like an investment. This money is not for crypto. It's not for individual stocks. It's for emergencies. Keep it liquid. Keep it boring. Keep it safe. Mistake number 3, inflating lifestyle before reaching the goal. You get a bonus, and suddenly you deserve a vacation, a new couch, and a nicer car payment. This is lifestyle creep, and it will keep you beneath the threshold indefinitely. Mistake number 4, going it alone without automation. Discipline is unreliable. Automation is not set up an automatic transfer the day after your paycheck hits. Don't give yourself the option to spend it first. Okay, here's the actual plan. No fluff. Step 1. Know your real number. Track every dollar for 30 days. Not estimated, actual. Most people are shocked to find they're spending hundreds every month on things they don't even value. You can't cut what you can't see. Step 2. Open a dedicated high-yield savings account. Name it something that matters to you. Freedom Fund, Safety, Net, Future. Step 3. Set a non-negotiable monthly savings target. Work backward. Want $20,000 in 24 months. That's about $834 a month. In 36 months, that's about $556. Pick a number that's uncomfortable but achievable. Then automate it immediately. Step 4. Find fast cuts. Cancel unused subscriptions. Drop to a lower phone plan. Cook at home more often. Renegotiate your insurance. Step 5. Stack income on top. One income stream is fragile. Sell something. Freelance. Pick up extra work. Even a few $100s a month can dramatically shorten your timeline. Step 6. Never touch it. Guard the $20,000 like it's sacred, because it is. Here's the truth nobody talks about. The first $20,000 is the hardest money you will ever save. It takes the most sacrifice, it offers the least immediate reward, and the world will throw every obstacle imaginable at you while you're trying to build it. But once you're on the other side, you are playing a completely different game. You make decisions from a position of strength instead of fear. You invest without panic. You negotiate without desperation. You live without the constant grinding anxiety that financial instability creates. Marcus, my friend from Atlanta, has over $140,000 invested today. 4 years ago, he had nothing. It started with a decision to get to $20,000 and never look back. You can do the same thing. Start today. Automate one transfer. Name the account. Make the goal real. Because the version of you with $20,000 saved thinks differently, acts differently, and builds differently. And that version of you is closer than you think. If this video helped you, drop a comment below. Tell me where you are on your savings journey. Like the video if you learned something. Subscribe to Finance Focus if you want to keep building.